California to West Africa, coming home at last. Yeah, home at last.
Hey Bella, see, now, what is the story you're going to tell? You're going to tell people you were born in Africa? You're African American. You're a real African American, for real. No fake African American.
I am African American.
Have you ever been to Africa?
No.
But you're African American.
You actually were born in Africa. American, African, blanc, black, zebra baby. It's a zebra. Are you a zebra? Where's your stripes at? I was expecting a striped baby, have stripes like a zebra. But this baby is blanc. With mama nay, mama's nose, mama's monsoon, mama's chin. Same color, huh? I think she's more white than me. We better do a DNA test for mama, huh?
Oh, she's got a runny nose.
Bonjour YouTube, welcome back to California to West Africa. Okay, so today is my daughter's two-year birthday. She was born 2 years ago. What a fast 2 years. I just want to acknowledge all the fathers out there in America and other Western countries dealing with westernized family courts and just living in the West in general. It really is a black pilling experience to live in America in 2026. You have this war on fatherhood. People say, "Oh, well, you're exaggerating." No, I have a 28-year-old son. Bonjour. I have a 28-year-old son who I haven't seen since he was 7. And when I was living in America, I was living the blue pill dream. Had a family, wife, big home in the suburbs, couple of cars, motorcycle, just living the rat race, working 2 jobs, trying to provide for the family, and dealing with the modern woman that I was with. And of course, I chose poorly with the woman that I was with, like many men do. The marriage was over within a few years, although we were together for 13 years. But as soon as the marriage happened and the family life began, the hypergamy kicked in. My wife started making loads of money in real estate. This is back before the 2008 bubble. And eventually that destroyed our relationship. Not because I was intimidated by a strong, independent boss bitch. Because that's really what people think happens. Because when men make money, we tend to put our resources toward family, and when women make money, they tend to want to be independent from men. Women today they hate men. You've seen it all. Women choose the bear. Women want to be independent. They want to be they just say all kinds of crazy things. We don't need men, and it's crap. And Thomas Sowell said, if anyone's familiar with Thomas Sowell, there is no solutions, only trade-offs. But let me tell you, the trade-off coming to Africa, I know a lot of guys go to Southeast Asia. Okay, more power to you. When you move someplace like West Africa, I got lucky. I chose Cote d'Ivoire because there was a woman that I met online, Michelle. By the way, I don't want to be out here saying, "Oh man, I got a great woman." But you know what? I got a pretty great woman. Whether that be luck mixed with opportunity, with preparedness, and now at 56 years old, I'm starting a family. and living in West Africa, sure, I miss a lot of things about America. you know, there's certain things about America that can't be beat. Roads, infrastructure. Like I just went 3 days without internet. More than a few days a month we go without power. Sometimes we get the trifecta. We go without water, power, and internet all at the same time. And you know, those are logistical nightmares that have workarounds. And you know, you can prepare for them, and which is what we do. And it's weird too because you know, I recently purchased a generator. I had to take it back because it didn't work. But it's one of those places that has infrastructure that is only a few days a month without power. It's not like Nigeria and some of these other African countries, South Africa, where you go days and you have to have generators. So there really is no need to have a generator. I'm finding out because the power here is so stable, relatively speaking. Hospitals. You know, one of the things that scares me is not having access to top medical care. But you know, I was able to find a good children's hospital relatively close to us, like within a couple miles. And one day Bella bit her tongue, and she was bleeding pretty bad. We didn't know what was wrong with her. I mean, we knew it was wrong, but we didn't know how serious. But it wasn't serious. She just bit her tongue about a quarter of the way through when she fell. I had to run like about a quarter of a mile with her to go get a taxi. So it was a little bit stressful. But it's one of those trade-offs. Like, I feel unbelievably satisfied here in my 4th year. This is going on my 4th year living abroad. I go home once a year, several months. I don't know if I'm going to go home this year. I'm going to try. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I don't know. We're trying to save up for a car, so I probably won't do it. But yeah, I just want to say that, you know, being a father in a country where they still respect white foreigners, I get massive and loads of respect here. I'm not saying it's perfect. You know, I have dealt with a few racists. I have dealt with a little bit of, you know, everything costs double for me. I've said in other videos, everything costs double for me. But, you know, the one factor that has made that has been Michelle. Michelle, being from this country and being educated, she is really the linchpin to my success here. When I say success, I just mean, you know, we're not living high in the hog. If you notice, my home is not extravagant. We don't live an extravagant lifestyle, but the content we have, the integration into her family, like, I'm always going to be an outsider. No matter if you live abroad as a white American or just American, you're going to be an outsider no matter what you do. Like when I first got here, I tried to wear African garb, and I went up to the family, went in celebrations, and I get a lot of attention. If you ever want to know what it's like to be a pretty girl, move to West Africa as a white person. You get stared at. People want to be your friend, but it's all great. The downside is everything costs me double. But because I have Michelle as my linchpin, she's the person that keeps everything together. She, you know, because I don't speak French. A lot of people keep telling me, you got to speak French. I'm still struggling with that. I'm still not seeing the benefit because I don't work a traditional job. You know, I'm a disabled veteran. I don't have to work or be in any kind of a rat race. So I'm, you know, able to kind of, Michelle speaks English. All my friends speak English that are here. I know a few people. Bonjour. I really don't feel the pressure to speak French. And I keep thinking, you know, the amount of effort it would take me to speak French fluently is not going to benefit me in any way because I'm always going to be a white foreigner. I can't negotiate prices, all that stuff. I've said this in other videos. But also, I feel safe here. Not in the, I mean, I'm free from the system in America. They don't have a family court here. They don't have this thing where, you know, also because my money is untouchable by any woman that I could be with, other than child support, of course, that'll reach across borders. But, you know, you don't have to worry about a woman making false allegations against you, trying to take your kid away. Everything, when you come to West Africa and you have your American dollars and you are separate out of that system. They don't have this mechanism that can come in and grab your wallet and separate the man from his resources. They just don't have it here. And this is what makes this place better to raise a family, because the woman's behavior. Now, I'm assuming that if you're a father like me, my intentions are always good. I'm a straight up dude. I'm honest with Michelle, and I treat Michelle with respect and love. And I think she would agree with that. I'm not trying to take advantage of her or the situation, although I am taking advantage of the circumstances, which is what anyone should do. You should try to get the best deal possible, especially when it comes to relationships. So when a woman doesn't have the American system that has this mechanism that can take you out of the family, incentivize the woman to leave you, and still get your resources, it sort of puts women on their best behavior. Imagine that. Imagine if a woman had no incentive to leave you because she can leave while extracting and sucking your finances away from you and make you homeless. They don't have that here. They have to be on their best behavior. You know, and no relationship is perfect. You're going to go through dips and highs in your relationship, obviously. But I just noticed that it's so much easier to have a relationship whenever there is some skin in the game. And I think that's why I don't want to come back to America or bring my family to America. Bella has her citizenship, and they have American and English schools here, private schools. We'll cross that bridge when I come to it. She's only 2, but you know, whenever she gets older, she'll be bilingual. She'll have her American citizenship. She can make her choices when she's an adult, and I can raise her here in a humble, yet comfortable. You know, if I can go from America to here, Bella can certainly be raised here in a healthy way, and not be. You know, my goal is to raise a child or children. We're trying for more. We're following the ovulation schedules. We're trying. I'm 56, man. I'm tired. So we're trying to have more kids. But my goal is to, number one, keep out the outside world from, you know, America. I don't watch news. I don't watch all the bad things that are happening. It's very easy to get nihilistic and fall into a depression living in America today in 2026. I mean, it is horrible. I see other YouTubers, I see friends being just knocked down and dragged out by the system. And it's tiring. So I go back to an earlier video I made a few months ago, and I said, what are you going to do about it? Okay, so number one, I love life. With all the tragedies that have happened to me, with all the war, the PTSD, the downs, the depressions, I was homeless in America. Even with all those things, I love life. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for having me. I really, no matter what, I'm grateful to my mother, who's still alive, and my father passed. I respect and I'm grateful that they brought me into this world. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care how dark things get. There are things, when you leave out of that American system and shield yourself from all the negativity in the world, you can enjoy life. You can slow your life down. This is what's great about being in West Africa. My life has shrunk down, and I've experienced unbounded freedom. Freedom from worry. Not you're always going to worry. Being a parent, you're going to fucking worry. I worry, yes, of course. I have to be pragmatic and plan ahead, and I have to, but these logistical things that I have to go through raising Bella, but it's fun. Not fun and yay, it's fun. Oh, this is so great. I just mean it keeps you busy. It keeps your brain busy in a mode of survival and living, to a degree that it balances things out. I don't know how to explain that. It's not busy work. It's busy work with a long-term goal. And my goal is to produce a human being, citizen to the world, Bella and my other children, to be happy, healthy, well-adjusted, productive members of society. This is the best time the world has ever experienced. I don't care about the war in Iran, Iran, and I don't care about the recession. Sure, I'm tightening my belt here. It's not easy. The prices have gone up here too. It's always going to be somewhat of a struggle. But when you put your life in this smaller bubble, I have friends. I have other expat friends. Bella has a huge family here, just about 10 miles away in the village. She sees her family constantly. She has children. She has a safe neighborhood to grow up in. I mean, I know it looks crazy, right? I'm walking on this dirt road in Africa. Like, why would you want to go do that? Oh, let me tell you. When I went home last year, I was fucking depressed. Going back to, I remember stepping off the plane. You get that waft of American air. And you go, I'm back home in Sacramento. And that lasted for about 45 minutes. And I was like, I want to go back to Africa. Bonjour. Ça va? Okay, so some guy stopped and asked me for some money. He said he wanted to eat. Like I'm going to carry money out here. That's the other thing. Well, yeah, I get panhandled a lot while I'm here. Guys just come up and ask me for money. What the fuck? Still better than all the panhandling and homeless people in America that want to scam you, take your money, rob you. But here, of course, it's a little bit different. So I can't hide over here. But yeah, after about 45 minutes, I was ready to come back to Africa because life is so much simpler here and more complicated at the same time. Like I said, I have to look ahead for things. Plan my life around power outages, internet outages, water. But there's solutions to all that. You keep extra water on hand. I keep an American phone, so I have data on it. And sometimes you just wait it out. And then also going without certain things, it makes you appreciate when you do have it. Like when the power will be out for 2 days, power comes back on.
Wow, looks like the power's back.
Yay, the lights are on.
Everybody celebrates and you get this flood of dopamine. Yay, the power is back on. Life is good. You learn to appreciate little things. So today I'm celebrating, well, we're not celebrating Bella's birthday today, but it's her birthday. We're going to celebrate on Saturday because that way we can invite a few people over. And just having a few friends here, dealing with life as it comes, being selected. My only outlet for English television and entertainment, because I game online, my PlayStation, my Netflix. Everyone complains about Netflix, but Netflix is what I watch. I have YouTube. I already deleted my Facebook, my Instagram. I got off those apps, and I watch certain content here and there, but I don't let it drag me back in. Because if you do that, if you start getting yourself in politics, worrying about the troubles of the world, seeing all the horrors of animal cruelty, whenever you expose yourself to that kind of stuff that you have no control over, you really do yourself a disservice. I'm not saying to hide from it, but you just learn to, well, what's under my control? And that just goes back to raising my daughter. What's under my control? My control is how I raise my daughter, how I conduct myself in my relationship, and how I treat those around me in a way that is conducive to good friendships, being respectful to other people. And wow, what a What a concept. It comes right back to you. Like when you have karma, I mean, it's karma. I'm not saying everything is not necessarily direct karma, but you know, when you decide to live your life a certain way, things slowly start to come back around. So I just want to say that, thank God I got lucky and decided on a whim to come here, meeting Michelle. I wouldn't recommend coming to Africa unless you have, you know, now I met many great African women on I'm not plugging what's it called? Afrointroductions.com. I used to have Tinder and all that stuff. But if you ever meet an African woman online and you're able to move to that country, you will find that this is why I say, no one agrees with me. No one has ever said, you're right. I definitely think West Africa is a much better place than Southeast Asia. The weather's better. The women are better, in my opinion. The way you're treated here, because they're not exposed to all the Western ideas, because they're not English speaking here. Avoid Nigeria, by the way, if you're trying to look for love. Avoid Nigeria like the plague. That's the only other place I know in West Africa. Cote d'Ivoire has been perfect. Not perfect, but perfect in the sense that, you know, when you find a woman here, you don't have to worry about not speaking French. You don't have to worry about trying to blend in. You're never going to blend in. So anyway, I think that's all I wanted to say. And happy birthday to my daughter. Bella, I love you. And shout out to my son, my estranged son, who's living in America, who thinks I'm the worst person in the world. Sean, I love you too, buddy. I love you, son. Anyway, that's all I want to say. I'll see you on the next one. Bonjour. You happy to see me?